Richmond.
Yeah, 4:58. Here's some of the stories you'll see coming up during our 5 o'clock hour today. An overnight car crash left thousands without power for a time period. We've got the latest on the outages and the work to clean up this crash coming up.
And the official numbers of the UCI race have been released. We'll break down just how much the city spent on the races this summer. Evan?
And police are still looking for a third person involved in an armed robbery in Richmond overnight. We'll tell you exactly where it happened and what they got away with coming up in a live report.
Just about 5 o'clock now on your Wednesday morning. We want to begin with Matt with your Storm Tracker weather first, as always. And you see, we've pulled up the Virginia War Memorial to take a look at it. It's going to be the site of a big outdoor ceremony later today for Veterans Day.
Good thing it wasn't yesterday or even the day before or even back over the weekend, Matt. It's been really nasty.
It has been very wet, but with the sunshine back today, clear skies out there. And again, a nice look at the Virginia War Memorial. I think the events begin about 10 a.m. down there this morning. We're looking right now at 45 degrees in Richmond. The wind is calm. There's a little bit of light patchy fog north of Richmond. 43 in Glen Allen, 44 in Ashland. Ashland has some fog, by the way, down to a half-mile visibility last check. Looking at 42 in Short Pump, 44 at Stony Point Fashion Park. As we slide on south here into Winter Park, Woodlake, mid to upper 40s, 50 in the Tri-Cities. The rain from yesterday is gone. It's all about clear skies today, so take a look at your forecast. Looking at 50 degrees, roughly speaking, at 8 o'clock this morning. Noontime, upper 50s will top out in the low 60s. Let's head over to Tim now and talk about your morning commute. Good morning, Tim.
Hey, good morning, Matt. Good morning, everybody at home. Let's get outside here and talk about a few traffic alerts, all having to do with overnight road work spilling over into the early morning hours. We'll start off here in Henrico County on Broad Street westbound as you get towards Pemberton. Paving operations going on there. The center right lanes will be closed in that vicinity until 7 a.m. Also jumping further east on I-295 near the 64 interchange out by the airport. Road work there has the exit ramps being impacted right near Midlothian Turnpike, Pocahontas Trail there. Until 7 a.m. this morning as well. You can expect some very minor delays. And an ongoing project here, the Manchester Bridge, right through the middle of next month, having left lanes closed both north and southbound. Minor delays there. It's 5 o'clock right now. Let's get you news of the morning. Back over to you guys.
Breaking news now.
Breaking news this morning, a Richmond neighborhood is without power after a car crashes into a utilities pole, splitting it in half. This was the scene on Carnation Street, not far from Midlothian Turnpike. According to police, there were 3 people in the car when the driver lost control. All 3 people suffered minor injuries and are expected to be okay. Power crews are on the scene right now repairing the damage. Only about a dozen people are still without power. We'll let you know what happens in that investigation.
5:01 now, news where you live in Richmond. Police are looking for a third person who pulled off an armed robbery. It happened near VCU's campus overnight. It prompted an alert to students and staff there.
8 News reporter Evan Armour is live on West Marshall Street with the details. Evan, some of the suspects have been caught, but not all, right?
That's right, Amanda. 3 men, at least one of them with a gun, robbed 2 people right here in this area last night. Now, police were able to catch 2 of those men right away, but they are still looking for that third person. Let's give you some perspective of exactly where we are right now. This happened in the 800 block of West Marshall Street near Gilmer Street around 11:15 last night. That's when 2 people say they were walking right here in this area when those 3 men approached them. One of the victims was hit right in the chest, and one of the suspects took a purse. A second suspect hit that second victim in the head before they all ran away. Now, again, police were able to catch 2 of those men right away, still looking for the third. But they do tell us VCU police as well as Richmond police have increased patrols in this area. That's something we've been seeing out here already this morning. Reporting live in Richmond, Evan Armour, 8 News.
5:02 now, new this morning. 3 people, including 2 children, are getting help from the Red Cross. This after an overnight house fire in Henrico County chased them from their home. Take a look. That fire happened just before 11:30 on Wythe Avenue near the intersection of Spokane Street. Crews say the fire was started by a burning candle. The wax dripped down and caught a nearby basket of clothes on fire. Everyone was able to escape the home without getting hurt. That's the good news there. News where you live in Richmond now. 1 man is dead. The shooter still on the run this morning. This happened on Talbert Drive. We're taking to the scene right now. Police believe this was a drive-by shooting. If you saw anything or have any information, call Richmond Police.
At 5:03 now, a Colonial Heights grand jury has indicted former volunteer youth group leader Jeffrey Clark on 7 charges. You see his picture here. Clark faces 2 counts of indecent liberties with a child, 3 for aggravated sexual battery, and 2 for indecent liberties with a child by a custodian. He now faces charges in 2 jurisdictions. He remains behind bars this morning. News Where You Live, we now know how much the city spent on the UCI Road World Cycling Championships. In total, Richmond spent $4.1 million on things exclusive to the race. That includes travel, infrastructure improvements, promotion, and personnel costs. Another $5.7 million went toward paving and repairs along the race routes. Also, the city spent nearly $17,000 on new equipment for police and EMS personnel. The city hasn't released how much revenue came in from the race exactly. You can find the full report at WRIC.com.
504 Now News Where You Live in Hanover. Dr. Michael Gill is the new superintendent for the Hanover County Schools. He's been assistant superintendent for instructional leadership and chief academic officer since 2014. He officially starts on December 1st. Well, today, our veterans will be honored at the 59th Annual Commonwealth Veterans Day ceremony. It's coming up later on this morning.
Yeah, it starts at 10 o'clock at the Virginia War Memorial. 8 News anchor Candace Cole joins us live from the newsroom with more. Candace, a day to remember and to celebrate our veterans.
That's right, Amanda. And people who plan to come out and participate in today's ceremony are encouraged to arrive at least 1 hour early to find parking. The ceremony is being co-hosted by the American Legion and will be held at the E. Bruce Hillman Amphitheater and Shrine of Memory. Today's guest speakers will include Governor Terry McAuliffe, HUD Secretary Julian Castro, and Virginia VA Commissioner John Newby. Now, again, if you do plan on coming out today, you'll want to arrive early before the ceremony begins. And coming up in the next half hour, we'll tell you how some area high school students are honoring our veterans today. Morgan, Amanda?
505 now. Democratic presidential hopeful Hillary Clinton has outlined steps to improve the Department of Veterans Affairs. She says she wants to modernize veterans benefits and improve health care for them. Her plan would seek changes that would ensure veterans have access to high quality health care in a timely fashion. Dario?
Well, turning now to vote 2016, the GOP presidential candidates took to the stage for the 4th time in a debate. There were fewer candidates on the stage for the main debate, allowing each of them more time to talk about themselves and their policies on immigration and other key policies. 8 of the top Republican presidential candidates were on the main stage, with the primary focus on economic issues. The Fox Business moderators pressed each of the GOP hopefuls for specifics about their policy plans. There were some heated moments about immigration and military spending, and a few personal questions, including Dr. Ben Carson, who had to defend his validity of the stories that he told about his youth. And of course, there was a lot of talk about Hillary Clinton. In fact, there was so much focus on the Democratic frontrunner, the Wi-Fi password there, get this, was Stop Hillary. Very interesting. Amanda.
Happening today, Republican candidate Ben Carson is set to speak at Liberty University's Convocation. Carson will also begin receiving Secret Service security detail. He'll be the first of the Republican candidates to receive such protection. Morgan?
506 now. An update this morning. A Texas grand jury has indicted 106 of the 177 bikers arrested following the deadly shootout outside a Waco restaurant back in May. The district attorney says law enforcement agencies are still working on additional cases related to that shootout between police and bikers. We're actually seeing some of the surveillance video of it there. 9 people were killed, 20 others were injured. This morning, U.S. investigators could get a chance to look at physical evidence in the crash of that Russian plane in Egypt. Sources say the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board has received word that Egypt has accepted its offer to help out in the investigation. The NTSB is waiting for more specific information on when and where the plane's engines will be brought to be examined before it actually dispatches a team there. Tim?
All right, turning now to severe weather. A major storm that pounded the west coast with snow, hail, and heavy rains. It's on the move. It is set to bring strong winds and snow to the central Rockies and move across the plains today. Luckily, the storm will head up north into Canada on Friday, sparing the east coast from any significant impacts there. Look at that. First snowstorm, significant snowstorm of the year, bringing a good amount of it. Nice little snow day possibility out there well west. Unfortunately, no snow in our forecast, Matt.
Happening today, the grand opening of the Beltone Hearing Aid Center will happen. During today's official ribbon cutting ceremony, you can get free hearing tests, and there will be hearing aid demonstrations. That ceremony kicks off at 10:30 this morning.
508 now. News Where You Live in the city of Richmond. A health alert for city residents. It could determine how long you live.
The magnitude of this is really striking to people.
A VCU study finds there's a 20-year difference across just 5 miles. Issues like transportation, housing, and education creating this troubling lifespan gap. Residents call for change, and we speak with city leaders about how they are tackling the problem. That's tonight, coming up on 8 News at 11. 5 miles.
Interesting. At 5:08 now, let's head back over to Matt for a check on the forecast. And the last 2 days were pretty brutal. We're hoping for things to clear out for us.
Yeah, clear it all out, Matt. Let's see the sun today.
We are going to see the sun today, but Tim was just mentioning that storm out in the Rockies, so I thought we'd kind of quickly show you what it looks like here. A lot of snow throughout Denver and the upslope of the Rockies, all the way up into Rapid City, South Dakota. This is the storm system that will eject into the plains and then move into the Great Lakes and Canada. Again, out ahead of it for us for tomorrow, we're actually going to push with southwest winds to near 70. But the snow makes me think of our snowfall contest. When will the first inch of snow officially fall at the Richmond International Airport? If you have a guess, go to WRIC.com and click on our snowfall contest, enter in the date, and if you are correct, you could win a $500 Visa gift card. Outside right now, 45 in Richmond, the same in Quinton. We're 43 in Ashland, 3/4 mile visibility in Ashland, by the way. Everybody else doing okay. 41 Bumpus, 47 in Petersburg, and 46 in Lawrenceville. Back here at home again, our system from yesterday gone. We're nice and quiet this morning. Here we go. Heading into school, little chilly. Grab that jacket. 45 to 50. Ride home today, 62 to 67. Coming up in a few minutes, we have your 8 News Kidcaster of the morning, plus your 8-day forecast. Back over to you.
Up sometime in our next hour, we'll be giving away an $800 grocery gift card.
Yeah, all you have to do is keep on watching Good Morning Richmond. Something you're doing right now. We'll be giving you a phone number to call. The 8th caller wins.
No signing up, no computers. All you have to do is watch. It's the easiest game in town. A group of preschool students use their artwork to help raise money for a local charity. We'll show you some of the prices, let you know how much they raised coming up. And
the man bun is no new trend, but the new accessories making it easier for you to get that look if you don't have time to grow out all the hair. The man bun clip and why it's trending this morning. Tim?
All right, good morning, everybody. Live look outside. I-64 here over the Shockoe Valley Bridge. Things quiet out there on the interstates right now. A few work zones we'll talk about, plus your weather first. Coming up after a quick break, it's 5:10.